In 2013, 21-year-old Canadian student Elisa Lam embarked on what was meant to be an exciting solo trip to the United States. She arrived in Los Angeles and checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel, an establishment with a past as disturbing as the case itself. But just days later, Elisa disappeared. And when she was finally found, the truth was stranger than fiction. Her case gained worldwide attention not just because of its eerie details, but because of the haunting surveillance footage that captured her final moments. In the video, Elisa exhibits bizarre behavior inside a hotel elevator, pressing multiple buttons, peering cautiously outside, and making erratic hand gestures, as if communicating with an unseen presence. Was she the victim of foul play? Was her mental health a factor? Or was something more sinister lurking in the dark corridors of the Cecil Hotel? Elisa was the daughter of immigrants from Hong Kong and a student at the University of British Columbia. She was bright, creative, and adventurous, known for her kind personality and love of literature. She frequently shared her thoughts on her blogspot page, Ether Fields, and documented her travels on another blog, Nouvelle Nuit. While Elisa had a passion for writing, photography, and exploration, she also struggled with bipolar disorder and depression, conditions she managed with medication and therapy. But no one could have foreseen that her journey would take such a tragic turn. In January 2013, Elisa arrived in Los Angeles and checked into the Cecil Hotel, a budget hotel in downtown LA with a notorious reputation. Originally opened in the 1920s as an upscale destination, the hotel's fortunes declined over the decades. By the 1980s, it had become a haven for crime, drugs, and despair. A portion of the hotel was rebranded as Stay on Main, marketed as a hostel-style accommodation for travelers. However, the lower floors housed long-term residents, some of whom had lived there for decades. There had been numerous reports of unusual happenings. Elisa's stay at the Cecil Hotel would soon become the focus of one of the most chilling mysteries of the 21st century. Elisa arrived in Los Angeles on January 26, 2013, planning a brief stay at the Cecil before continuing her trip down the California coast. But on January 31st, she stopped responding to her family. Concerned, her parents reported her missing. When authorities searched her room, they found her belongings, including her passport, medication, and luggage left behind. There were no signs of a struggle or forced entry. The LAPD launched an investigation, but the case went cold until February 13, 2013, when they released the now infamous elevator footage. The 2.5-minute clip from the hotel's security camera became one of history's most analyzed pieces of true crime evidence. It shows Elisa entering the elevator and appearing normal at first. But then things take a strange turn. She presses multiple buttons, yet the doors refuse to close. She hesitates, peering outside as if checking for someone. She steps in and out of the elevator, hiding against the wall, gesturing erratically and moving in a frantic and unnatural way. Finally, she steps out of the frame. Moments later, the elevator doors close and function normally. That was the last time Elisa Lam was seen alive. The video went viral, drawing worldwide attention. It was shared on Chinese video sharing site Youku, accumulating 3 million views and 40,000 comments in just 10 days. Was Elisa being followed? Was she experiencing a mental health episode? Or was something more sinister at play? The footage remains open to interpretation, but one thing is certain. It captures the distressing final moments of a young woman before she vanished. For weeks, investigators searched for Elisa without success, until guests at the Cecil Hotel began reporting something unusual. On February 19, 2013, hotel guests complained about low water pressure, a strange taste, and even discolored water coming from the taps. Maintenance workers investigated the rooftop water tanks, and what they found was horrifying. Elisa Lam's body was floating inside one of the tanks. She was naked, with her clothes and belongings submerged nearby. The tank was over 8 feet tall. Its lid was heavy. There were no ladders leading up. And yet, there she was. The LAPD initially treated Elisa's death as a possible homicide, but later concluded it was an accidental drowning after an autopsy. But to this day, many refuse to believe that explanation. The autopsy report ruled her death as accidental drowning, with no evidence of physical trauma or foul play. Toxicology tests confirmed she had been taking her prescribed medications, including antidepressants and mood stabilizers, but no illegal substances were found in her system. They suggested she had climbed into the tank during a manic episode caused by her bipolar disorder. Despite the official ruling, many troubling questions remained. How did Elisa access the locked and alarmed rooftop, which required a key? How did she lift the heavy water tank lid and climb inside? Why were there no signs of struggle or injury on her body? These unresolved details fueled speculation and a wave of theories, ranging from rational explanations to the supernatural. Several explanations have been proposed over the years. Some believe Elisa suffered a manic episode due to her bipolar disorder, leading her to wander onto the roof and accidentally drown in the water tank. Others insist she was murdered, possibly by someone within the hotel. The lack of trauma and the difficulty of accessing the water tank only deepens the mystery. Some suspect a cover-up, theorizing that hotel staff or the LAPD concealed key details to avoid liability or bad publicity. The Cecil Hotel has long been a magnet for tragedy. Opened in the 1920s, it quickly fell into decline during the Great Depression. While it initially maintained an air of respectability, by the 1940s, it had gained a reputation for crime, suicide, and unexplained deaths. Given the Cecil Hotel's history of deaths, suicides, and even serial killers, such as Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, who stayed there during his reign of terror in the 1980s, and another serial killer, Jack Unterweger, who also resided there while committing murders, some believed the hotel's dark energy played a role in Elisa's fate. Over the decades, countless suicides and suspicious deaths occurred within its walls. Given its history, some wonder if the hotel itself is cursed. In September 2013, Elisa's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the hotel, claiming it had failed to ensure guest safety. The hotel argued that they couldn't have foreseen Elisa's actions, and since no one knew how she accessed the water tank, they could not be held liable. In 2015, the lawsuit was dismissed. Since then, the Cecil Hotel has attempted to rebrand, but its reputation remains stained by its dark past. Paranormal investigators claim its eerie energy still lingers. And as for Elisa Lam's case, it remains one of the most debated unsolved mysteries of our time. Was Elisa Lam the victim of foul play? Did her mental health play a role? Or was something more sinister at work in the dark halls of the Cecil Hotel? The case remains unsolved, leaving behind a mystery that continues to haunt us to this day. What do you think really happened to Elisa Lam? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into true crime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.